In this journey called life, every single one of us harbors dreams. We all aspire to achieve something extraordinary. We all desire to leave our mark on this world. Countless individuals scroll through motivational content on YouTube daily, absorbing powerful words and inspiring messages. Yet, despite consuming all this motivation, many still find themselves stuck in the same place. Their lives remain unchanged. The question is, why? Here's the honest truth. You cannot construct a meaningful, successful existence on motivation alone. That's right. Motivation, by itself, isn't enough. Until you weave the fabric of discipline into every aspect of your daily life, motivation will serve as nothing more than fleeting inspiration. If this concept hasn't fully clicked for you yet, stay with me through today's transformational story. I genuinely believe this narrative has the power to shift your entire perspective on success. Let me take you to a quiet, modest town where a young man named Ethan resided. Ethan wasn't different from you or me. He carried within him ambitious dreams, big, bold visions of what his life could become. He yearned to accomplish something remarkable, something that would make him proud when he looked back at his journey. Every single morning, Ethan would dive into motivational videos online. He'd devour inspiring books, listen intently to successful entrepreneurs sharing their wisdom, and fill his mind with positive affirmations. In those moments of inspiration, he'd make grand promises to himself. Starting tomorrow, everything changes. I'll study for 6 solid hours daily. I'll transform my entire existence. Just imagining this new version of himself filled Ethan with overwhelming joy and anticipation. His heart would race with excitement. He could almost taste the success waiting for him on the other side of his transformation. But here's what happened next. That burning motivation? It flickered out faster than a candle in the wind. After merely 2 or 3 days of effort, Ethan would slip right back into his comfortable old patterns. The couch called his name. Distractions consumed his attention. Excuses flooded his mind like an unstoppable river. I'm too tired today. I'll start again next Monday. Maybe I'm just not meant for this. This cycle repeated itself endlessly. Try, fail, feel frustrated. Try again, fail again, sink deeper into disappointment. The constant pattern of starting and stopping left Ethan feeling utterly defeated and confused about his own capabilities. Then one afternoon, something shifted. Ethan encountered his childhood friend Ben at the local coffee shop. Immediately, Ethan noticed something profoundly different about Ben. He seemed to radiate a quiet confidence, an inner strength that Ethan couldn't quite explain. As they talked, Ethan learned that Ben had completely transformed his lifestyle. He rose before dawn every single morning without fail. He maintained a structured daily routine with military precision. He studied consistently, exercised regularly, and seemed to improve himself incrementally with each passing day. Ethan stared at his friend with genuine amazement mixed with confusion. Ben, I need to know, how do you manage it? Ethan's voice carried a hint of desperation. How do you stay so incredibly motivated? What drives you to show up and execute every single day without missing a beat? Ben's response came with a knowing smile, the kind that holds deep wisdom. Ethan, my friend, here's the thing. I don't depend on motivation anymore. I stopped waiting for it years ago. Instead, I place my complete trust in something far more powerful: discipline. Ethan's forehead wrinkled with confusion. Wait, hold on. Isn't motivation supposed to be the ultimate secret? Isn't that what everyone talks about? Isn't motivation the real foundation of success? Ben gently shook his head, his smile widening slightly. Listen, do me a favor. Meet me tomorrow at sunrise by the riverside. There's something important I want you to witness firsthand. Something that words alone cannot fully convey. The following morning, while darkness still blanketed the sky, Ethan dragged himself out of bed and met Ben at the river's edge. The air felt crisp and cool against their skin. In the dim pre-dawn light, they spotted an elderly fisherman already positioned at his usual spot. His weathered hands told stories of decades spent working. His eyes held the depth of someone who'd witnessed countless sunrises and learned life as most valuable lessons. Ben approached the old man respectfully. "Grandfather, would you mind sharing with my friend Ethan that story about discipline? The one you shared with me that completely changed my perspective?" The fisherman turned his gaze toward Ethan, studying him for a moment before speaking. His voice carried the weight of experience. "Young man, do you see this river flowing before us? I arrive at this exact location every single morning at precisely this time. Whether the winter wind cuts through my bones, whether rain pours from the heavens, or whether the summer sun beats down mercilessly, I cast my net into these waters. I sit here patiently, waiting for the fish to come." He paused, letting his words sink in before continuing. "Some mornings my net overflows with fish. Other days I catch just enough to get by. And yes, there are days when I return home with absolutely nothing at all. But here's what never changes. I never ever stop showing up. Do you understand why?" Ethan pondered the question carefully before answering. "Because fishing brings you joy? Because you love being out here?" The fisherman released a gentle, knowing chuckle. "No, my boy. This goes far deeper than love or enjoyment. This is my responsibility. This is my commitment to something greater than my feelings in any given moment." He leaned forward, his voice growing more intense. "If I only came here when I felt motivated, when the weather was perfect, when my energy was high, I would barely come at all. My family would suffer. My children would go hungry. So I stopped waiting for motivation decades ago. Instead, I built something far more reliable, unwavering discipline." Ethan absorbed every word like a sponge. The fisherman continued with increasing passion. "Listen carefully, son. Motivation is nothing more than a lightning flash in the night sky. It illuminates everything brilliantly for one spectacular moment, then vanishes completely into darkness. But discipline? Discipline is an eternal flame. It burns steadily, consistently, relentlessly, day after day, year after year, regardless of storms, obstacles, or challenges surrounding it." The old fisherman then gestured toward a tall bamboo grove swaying gently nearby. "Tell me, have you ever heard the legendary story of the Chinese bamboo tree?" Ethan shook his head, his curiosity now fully awakened. The fisherman's eyes sparkled as he began. "Many years ago, a wise farmer decided to plant bamboo seeds in his field. Every single day, without exception, he watered those seeds carefully. He ensured they received adequate sunlight. He protected them from harsh elements. He tended to that soil with meticulous care. One full year passed by. Absolutely nothing happened. Not even a tiny sprout broke through the surface. His neighbors laughed at him mockingly. They whispered behind his back that he was foolish, wasting precious time and resources on something that clearly wouldn't grow. The second year arrived. Still nothing. The third year came and went. No visible growth whatsoever. Even the fourth year passed. The ground remained barren. People told him to give up, to accept defeat, to try something else. The fisherman's voice rose with excitement. But this farmer, he refused to quit. He maintained his daily ritual with absolute faith. Then something miraculous occurred in the fifth year. Suddenly, seemingly overnight. Do you know what happened? Ethan leaned forward, completely captivated. In just 6 weeks, that bamboo tree exploded upward, growing 90 feet tall. Can you imagine? 90 feet in 6 weeks. Do you understand why this happened? Ethan's mind raced, but he remained silent, waiting for the answer. The fisherman nodded slowly, making sure his next words landed with full impact. Because during those 4 long, seemingly fruitless years, the bamboo tree was doing something invisible. Beneath the surface, hidden from everyone's eyes, it was developing an extensive, powerful root system. Those roots spread deep and wide underground, creating a foundation strong enough to support massive growth. He placed his hand on Ethan's shoulder. The farmer's daily discipline created that miracle. If he had abandoned his commitment after year 1, 2, 3, or even 4, he would never have witnessed that extraordinary transformation. Discipline operates exactly like those bamboo roots, my boy. You might not see immediate results. Progress might seem invisible. Others might mock your efforts. But if you remain patient, if you stay committed, if you keep showing up day after day, one day, breakthrough arrives. And when it does, the growth will be beyond anything you imagined possible. Something profound shifted within Ethan's consciousness in that moment. A light switched on in his mind. He suddenly recognized his fundamental mistake. He'd been chasing motivation like a drug, seeking that temporary high. He'd been craving instant results, immediate gratification, quick transformations. But now he understood the truth. Discipline is the real foundation. Discipline is the actual key that unlocks lasting success. From that transformational morning forward, Ethan made himself a sacred promise. No more waiting for motivation to strike. No more making excuses when inspiration faded. He would redesign his entire life around discipline. He created a structured daily routine and committed to following it regardless of his feelings. On days when studying felt impossibly boring, he studied anyway. On mornings when his bed felt too comfortable to leave, he got up anyway. When exhaustion tempted him to skip his workout, he exercised anyway. When his mind screamed for him to give up, he pushed forward anyway. Days transformed into weeks. Weeks melted into months. Months accumulated into years. And slowly, gradually, consistently, Ethan evolved into someone completely unrecognizable from his former self. He became one of the most accomplished and respected individuals in his entire community. His transformation inspired everyone who knew him. Whenever someone approached Ethan with that inevitable question, "What's your secret? How did you achieve all this success?" he would smile warmly, remembering that morning by the river, and respond, "Motivation is wonderful, but it's temporary. It comes and goes like ocean waves. But discipline is permanent. Discipline is the true secret. If you can commit to doing small, seemingly insignificant actions every single day, repeatedly, consistently, without fail, massive results will eventually compound. Success isn't about one giant heroic action. It's about 1,000 small, correct choices made daily." He'd pause, looking directly into their eyes. "So here's my advice. Stop waiting for circumstances to be perfect. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Stop waiting for motivation to magically appear. Start today. Start now. Start small if you must, but start. Stay disciplined through the boring days, the difficult days, the days when nothing makes sense. Do that, and I promise you, you'll build the future you've always dreamed of." If this story resonated with your soul, if it sparked something inside you, show your support by hitting that like button, drop a comment below, and share what lesson spoke to you most powerfully. What realization struck you? What commitment will you make starting today? Remember, your future isn't built in moments of inspiration. It's built in moments of discipline when nobody's watching, when it's difficult, when it would be easier to quit. That's where champions are forged. Until next time, stay disciplined, stay committed, and keep building your extraordinary life. I'll see you in the next story.